that this is not the most boring part, it kind of is a little boring in terms of what you've been through already. But as you get older, you realize not only do you want to be beautiful outside, but you want to be beautiful inside.
Amen.
And the importance of these prom tips is to help your beauty inside. It helps you to know how to conduct yourself in a prom environment. And if you have any questions after the tips, just raise your hand. There is no question that is off the table. There is no dumb question. If I don't know it, I'll find out, or maybe some of these other will know it. So let me do this. Let me just kind of read, because some of you have been in my presentation already. So what I'd like to do is go over 12 basic prom tips. Let you all get a little quiet, because I can't talk loud. The first tip is to be respectful of the invitation. And that means when you're invited to the prom, know how to say, I accept or I don't accept in a very nice manner that is not offensive to anyone, and accept it in a very nice manner. Know who pays in advance. That's very important. If you're doing a limo or if you're riding by yourself, just know how the costs are going to be split. Wear flowers. Most of you know, if you have a date, that the young man gets the boutonniere that he pins on his tux or suit, and the young lady gets the corsage on her wrist. Dress appropriately. I don't even have to say anything about that because all of you guys have beautiful dresses. Beautiful.
Yes.
Not too much cleavage and not too much lace, but just so appropriate. Humor your parents, and this is important because I see a lot of parents here. Give your parents a break. They did all this for you. They brought you here. If they want to take your picture, let them take your picture. Pose like you pose for us. Pose for them as well. And be kind to your parents because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be here.
Amen.
Don't keep others waiting. As opposed to some dates where you keep your partner waiting, the prom is a date where you should be respectful and you should be on time. Mind your manners. Be on your best behavior because prom is only one night. You got to go back to school tomorrow. So consider how you act at prom, and be aware that some people may not be as polite as you and may be taking videos and Instagrams and Snapchat. So mind your manners. And I want you to dine, which I have a picture of dining etiquette. I want you to dine with self-confidence and grace. Sit at the table and understand where your napkin goes in your lap, and which side is the bread side, which side is the drink side, and we'll go over that. But I want you to be confident and graceful. Follow proper dancing etiquette. If you go by yourself, you can dance all night. You don't have to ask anybody who you can dance with or who you cannot dance with. But if you go with a partner, be considerate. Ask them if it's okay if you can dance with someone else. And the same thing should be asked of you as well. Be respectful while taking pictures. When you take pictures, don't jump in front and think you're the most important thing there. Just be respectful. Be kind. And the most important thing, when the evening sadly ends, just remember this is one of the most important and fun-filled and best times you're ever going to have for the rest of your life. Okay? So, I want to pass, for those who did not receive these prom tips, I'm going to pass each one of you a copy. And if you don't get a copy, you can go online, promtips.com, and get a copy. Most importantly, how many of you are very familiar with dining etiquette? Okay, if you're familiar, I'm going to ask you to step up and tell me something. You say you're familiar? Okay, why don't you step up? And if you get this answer right, I'm going to give you a prize. Okay?
All right.
Okay. She said, Mississippi State? Okay, we got it. How is the salt passed at the table? And if you can defer to somebody else. You can defer to somebody else who thinks it. How is the salt passed at the dining table? You already know. I already told you. All the people have been in my... Huh? Okay, do you know? Stand up. Well, that's good. That's a good try. At least you're going to pass it. Okay. How is the salt passed at the a tricky question. For those that have been in my class, you do not get an opportunity to answer. When a person asks to pass the salt at the table, not only do you pass the salt, but you pass the pepper as well. You pass the salt and pepper at the same time to your left. And because you were so, confident, you get a prize anyway.
Yay!
That's it.
That's a good tip. I don't think I knew that one. But I don't think I knew that one. That was a good
To
tip.
tell you the truth, I didn't know that one until I looked it up, frankly. Can everyone see this? Okay. A table setting. Can everyone see it? All right. Whether it be prom or just a nice formal dinner that you attend, you kind of need to know what you do when you sit at the table. You kind of need to understand place settings. The first thing that's important is your napkin. So your napkin is always to the left of your table or to the left of your plate or in the center of your plate. You take your napkin as you sit down, after you sat down, and put it in your lap. If you leave the table, you put your napkin back on the table next to your plate, or you leave it on the back of your chair. When you leave your place at the table, you don't have to announce where you're going. You don't have to say, oh, I'm going to the bathroom. Just politely say, may I be excused, and leave the table and come back. All right. In terms of the place setting, the utensils are always used from the far left inward. All right? Does everybody understand what I said to the far left inward? Okay. So, as an example, for this place setting, which has 2 forks and a knife and a spoon, the fork on the far left is the salad fork. This fork, which is usually a smaller fork, is used to eat your salad. The fork toward the inside is the meat fork or the fish fork. That fork is used to eat the meat or fish on your plate. Of course, the knife is used to cut your meat or whatever's being required to cut, and the spoon is usually used for soup. On some occasions, they will give you a soup spoon, and that spoon then can be used to mix your drink as required. Okay. In addition to that, usually when you sit at the table, you'll find more than one glass. Don't be confused. The bigger glass is usually always the water glass. The smaller glass, because I know none of you drink, is used for iced tea or whatever you decide to drink at the time. So basically, that is the layout of a place setting. Always remember one quick rule, and I just learned this recently. The rule of B and D. And I'm going to turn this way so you get a better idea. B, that means bread. Bread is always on your left side. D is drink. Drink is always on your right side. So if you sit at a table and you don't know which drink is yours, it's always on your right side. If you don't know which piece of bread is yours, it's always on your left side. So there you go. Pretty simple. Any questions?
So who's ready for me to take y'all out to a nice place to eat?
Okay, since you don't have any questions, I have a question. And I'm going to ask this question to see who can properly answer it. How do you properly ask for someone over the phone? Wait, who thinks they know this? How do you properly ask for someone over the phone? You've been in my class, so you can
ask that question.
Okay. Okay. She's not been. So would you stand up? Have you been in my class? Okay. Would you stand up? And tell us how you properly ask for someone over the phone? Speak to the audience.
May I speak with?
That's a good beginning. It has to be may I speak with is a good beginning. Yes. You start with may I speak with. Is there anything else you ask? Okay. Almost. Who else wants to give me a good answer?
She does.
Okay, stand up, please. And come up, because I want you to have confidence and grace. Come up in front of everybody. Okay, how do you properly ask for someone over the phone?
First, you say hello, ladies.
Great, yes.
That's who you ask.
You You're almost there. You got 2 out of 3. Wonderful. Okay. That's a very good answer. Does anybody have anything else to add? Okay, young lady, since she's so exuberant, let's get you.
I think she got the right answer. Watch her get the right
The
answer.
only marriage you don't have from your shoes. How do you ask?
So first you introduce yourself.
Yes.
You ask them how you're doing, and then you tell them what your connection is with that person that you're calling for, and then you be like, may I speak with, and give the reason why.
Boy, you're giving a lot of information out. But she addressed all of the issues. She's absolutely right. You call the person on the phone, identify yourself, and say hello to whoever's on the other end. Hello, my name is Laurel. And then ask to speak to your party. So, great job. Good job. Did you already get a prize? No. Okay.
Yeah, she deserves a prize. That was a great answer.
Okay, great answer. Are there any questions? That's about it for my spiel. Any questions? Let's see, do I have another bonus question for you guys? Okay, and you can't answer this one because you did before. How do you properly introduce yourself to a person? Do I have any volunteers? How do you properly, and in fact, not only do I want you to tell me, I'm going to give somebody else a chance, I want you to get up and role play. Okay, and I want you to use, I'm sorry. Okay, you as the person to role play what?
I'm trying to properly introduce myself, right?
Yes.
Properly introduce yourself.
All right, getting in character.
Hi, my name is Garnisha Dixon. Hi, I'm Jay. That is.
You were almost there, but
Okay, can I try one time?
yes, you can.
You should retard. Hi, my name is Garnisha Dixon. How are you? I'm good. How are you? What is your name?
Good job, good job. The key thing that she did, which was most important, she walked up, she looked the person in the eye, made eye contact, was able to shake hands, introduced herself, and asked what the other person's name was. So that's key.
Great,
Great job.
awesome,
And you
yay.
take it down, I'll give you win. This is the last of my prizes. Thank you.
Yay, beautiful. Good job, ladies.
Guys.
You guys have a great time at your prom. We love you guys so much.
We have some raffles.
Oh,
Anybody want their raffle ticket?
It's in my purse. Everybody got a bag.
Everybody got a bag for their trash?